Connor was a student at Creekside High School. It could have been your son. Could have been my daughter. Could have been anybody.
Local lawmakers are throwing their support behind a law aimed at ensuring that truck drivers can read signs posted along highways.
Connor's law was written after Melissa DeZion lost her son in a 2017 crash on I-95. She addressed the Board of County Commissioners last week.
I thought I knew it all. Sadly, after 35 years of driving and traumatically losing my 18-year-old child in a horrendous and very preventable 22-vehicle crash with an 18-wheeled semi-truck driven by a non-English speaking driver, I realized I'm still learning. That semi-driver sped past a roadside digital message board containing the warning, "Slow down, crash ahead." My son Connor and 21 other passenger vehicles were at a standstill in the middle of I-95 South awaiting a previous crash when he was struck from behind by an 80,000-pound vehicle moving at 70 miles per hour.
Connor's law will codify President Donald Trump's executive order requiring CDL drivers to maintain a basic proficiency in English. Commissioner Christian Whitehurst.
You have to be able to read these digital signs in order for us all to be safe. So can we get consensus to send a letter of support to our congressional delegation and the bill sponsor, the sponsor of H.R. 3608, Congressman David Taylor, from Republican from Ohio, if he has a copy of this letter of support to use as he sees fit, and then we give a copy of that letter to Melissa so she can use our letter of support as she sees fit. I think that would help this law work its way through our Congress and hopefully become the law of the land. That's my request.
The board ultimately voted in support of Whitehurst's motion. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
St. Johns County Commissioners decided against creating a new local law for e-bikes during their board meeting Tuesday. Instead of passing a new law, they voted unanimously to approve a resolution that encourages education and awareness about safe e-bike use and emphasizes voluntary compliance over fines or enforcement. Commissioner Clay Murphy.
The enforcement side, we see, we're already taxing our uniformed personnel with the things that they do. Chasing e-bikers around, I can only imagine the nightmare that's going to be, but it's something that we might want to talk about.
County Attorney Rich Commando has an opinion too.
Well, and the Sheriff's Office has already stepped up their educational program, and I know that they're traveling around to different areas and different schools to let minors know some of the problems with these electronic devices.
Director Russ Martin, head of the Sheriff's Office Patrol Division, explains some of the educational proactive steps already underway.
The educational campaign has gone out. We're a firm believer in educate first, and then we're going to over-educate, and then we have a call to action for the parents as well. So what we've been doing is reallocating our school resource deputies throughout the summer. We already started that. We made over 200 contacts out in the field outside of schools. And we call the parents and make sure that they understand that what behavior that we're actually observing out in the streets.
The decision to approve a resolution also leaves room in the future for policy changes affecting e-bikes in St. Johns County. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
One of the most historic and iconic statues in the city is going to be moved for rehabilitation. Don't worry, they'll be back.
Liz Ryan tells us which statue he's referring to.
Actually, Rich, it's statues, plural. Firm and Faithful are getting rehabbed. City Grants Administrator Jacob Weber helped get the funding.
FDOT, in work with the city, is helping us remove the Medici lions while they work on their seawall construction project. And so to enter into a grant agreement so they can help us fund that removal, we have to have the commission approve a resolution so we can sign that agreement.
That's on the agenda for tonight's City of St. Augustine Commissioners meeting. They'll also make two proclamations, June 26th being Greek Landing Day and the month of June being Pride Month. If you're affected by noise downtown, you'll want to be there for the discussion of an amendment to noise control regulations. They'll also discuss the approval of the purchase of 160 Marine Street. That's for the construction of a bulkhead wall as part of its Lake Maria Sanchez flood mitigation and drainage improvement project. A resolution opposing offshore oil and gas leasing will also be discussed. In a memo, City Manager David Burcham said the offshore drilling of oil and gas has potential environmental consequences to our beaches and marine environment, and if oil spills occur on our beaches, it would have a negative impact on our local tourism-based economy. The meeting begins tonight at 5 p.m. in the Alcazar Room at City Hall and is open to the public. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's local morning news. I'm Rich Carroll.